Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 8 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 8 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter Pythagorean theorem. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Okay, here I'm on grade 8 math. Let's just start with the lesson Pythagorean theorem. We're going to start with the first lesson, that is Pythagorean theorem, find the length of hypotenuse. So let's just start with the practice question, test question lesson. Okay, so when first we need to understand the right angle triangle, right? So here is the right angle triangle, right? The side that is exactly in front of the right angle triangle is the hypotenuse. So C is the hypotenuse. So the length of side C, like the length of the hypotenuse, is always greater than the other two sides. Why? Because the sum of squares of other two sides is equal to the square of hypotenuse. That is the Pythagorean theorem, right? Pythagorean theorem states that the sum of the squares of the other two sides is equal to the square of the hypotenuse, right? So you are given a right angle triangle, you are given the adjacent and the opposite, that is 3 kilometers and 4 kilometers. You need to apply the Pythagorean theorem, that is a square plus b square equals c square. C is the hypotenuse and a and b are the adjacent and opposite. So let's just put the values 3 square plus 4 square. 3 square is 9 and 4 square is 16. So 9 plus 16 equals 25. C square is 25. You have to calculate the square root because you need to find the value of C only. You are given the value of C square, right? So the correct option is C equals 5, right? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Okay, so you are given the right angle triangle. You have to calculate the length of the hypotenuse. So exactly use the same thing. You need to find the hypotenuse, that is C. So just apply the Pythagorean theorem, that is a square plus b square equals c square, right? A is 15, b is 8, that is 225 plus 64, that is 289, that equals c square. You need to find the value of c only, so square root both sides, so c equals 17 meters, right? Because 289 is the square root of 17. So the correct option is 17 meters. Got it? Okay, so C equals 17. Okay, the next one is you need to find the hypotenuse again. So just use the Pythagorean theorem, that is a square plus b square equals c square. A is 3 square, b is 4 square, that equals c square. So 9 plus 16 equals c square, and c square is 25. So square root both sides, then c equals 5. The correct option is c equals 5, that is 5 feet. So the correct option is 5 feet. Okay, what is the length of the hypotenuse? So which is the correct option? The correct option is 10 feet, right? 10 feet it is. You can use your notebook and pencil and solve the question on your notebook, right? Okay, what is the length of the hypotenuse? So which is the correct option? The correct option is, yes, the correct option is 20 centimeter. The correct option is 20 centimeter. What is the length of the hypotenuse? So you have to use the Pythagorean theorem, that is c square equals a square plus b square. A is 5, b is 12 square, right? 5 square is 25, and that is 144. Let's just add them. 4 and 5, 9, 6, 169. So you have to square root both sides, that is c equals 30. The correct option is, the correct option is c equals 13. Okay, that is 13 meters. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is Pythagorean theorem, find the missing leg length. Okay, what is the length of the missing leg? Now you have to find the missing leg length, right? You have to use the Pythagorean theorem the same way used for we we have to use to find the hypotenuse, right? Because that is the right angle triangle. So you have a square. Now you are given the hypotenuse, right? You have to find the value of a. So a square plus b square equals c square. The hypotenuse is 13. So a square plus 5 square equals 13 square. So a square plus 25 equals 169. Move 25 to the side when subtracted. That is a square equals 144, right? So square root both side. That means a equals 12. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Okay, you are given the hypotenuse, you need to find the adjacent, right? So use a square plus b square equals c square. That is a square plus, that is 9 square plus b square equals 15 square. That is 81 plus b square equals 225. So move 81 other side, that would be then subtracted from the other side. That is 144. So square root both sides, which is the correct option. The correct option is b equals 12, right? Okay, let's just, okay, you can complete the lesson. Okay, let's just move on to next question, right? Okay, the correct option is 12. What is the length of the missing side length, which is the correct option? What is the length of the missing leg, which is the correct option? The correct option is 6 inches, right? So the next question is, what is the length of the missing leg? Which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is 3 miles is the correct option. Okay, what is the length of the missing leg? Which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is 15 miles. Okay, the next one is, what is the length of the missing leg? Which is the correct option? Yes, that is 12 miles. The correct option is 12 miles. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is, find the perimeter. Okay, so you are given a triangle. You need to find the parameter. Parameter is equal to the sum of all the side lengths, right? Whenever you need to calculate the parameter of something, you need to add the sum of all the side lengths, right? So you are given a triangle. You need to find the missing side length first, and then you need to add, right? Like here, you are given with the adjacent. So yes, use the Pythagorean theorem. Calculate the side length, that is 6. Then you need to add them all, that is 6 plus 8 plus 10. So the parameter is 24 miles. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, what is the parameter? So the parameter is the sum of all the side lengths, right? You have one side is missing. You need to find the missing side using the Pythagorean theorem. So let's just calculate. C square equals A square plus B square, that is 12 square and plus 5 square. 144 plus 25, that is 169, right? So that means C equals 13. Got it? Now you need to add all the side lengths. For parameter, you need to add 13 plus 12 and plus 5. 13 plus 12, 25 and 5. 30 kilometers it is, right? So the length, so the parameter of the triangle is 30 kilometers. Got it? Okay, let's just move on to the next question. Okay, what is the parameter? So for the parameter, you need to calculate the length of the missing length. You need to find the length of the missing length, right? So how do you find? First, you have to calculate the using the Pythagorean theorem. That would be, okay, so you have 5 square equals 4 square plus a square. So a square equals 25 minus 16, that is 9. So a is 3. No, you need to add them all. All the side lengths, 5 plus 4 plus 9, that is parameter. So 5 plus 4 is 9 and 9 plus 3 is 12. So the correct option is 12 meters. Okay, the next one is, what is the parameter? Which is the correct option? Calculate the missing side length first, right? So the missing side length is 12 square 144 plus 81, that is 15. The missing side length is 15, right? You have to add and calculate. So 15 plus 12 is 27 and 27 plus 9 is 36 miles. It is the correct option is 36 miles. Okay, what is the parameter? So how do we calculate the parameter? first you have to find the missing side length, right? So just calculate the missing side length. That would be the missing side length is 289 minus 81. Sorry, that is 208. Sorry, minus 64. The missing side length is 15, and 15 plus 17 plus 8 equals 40 yards. The parameter is 40 yards. The correct option is 40 yards. So you need to calculate the missing side length first. You need to use the Pythagorean theorem because you are working on the right angle triangle. That would be c square equals 8 square plus 6 square. 8 square is 64 plus 36, that is 100. So c equals 10. The correct. So you need to find all the side lengths. 10 plus 8 plus 6 equals c. So that is 18 and 6, 24 yards it is. So c equals 24. So the correct option is 24 yards. Okay, the next one you have to do and write the answer in the chat box. So what is the parameter? Which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? Find the missing side length first and then you can add them to calculate the parameter. So which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? Yes, 30 millimeter it is. The correct option is 30 millimeters. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is Pythagorean theorem word problems. You can do the word problems on your own, right? The next one is converse of Pythagorean theorem. Is it a right angle triangle? Let's just start with the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so converse means you have to prove that the given triangle is a right angle triangle, right? A triangle has side width length of 6 miles, 8 miles, and 10 miles. Is it a right angle triangle? So if a square plus b square equals c square, then the triangle is a right triangle. This is called the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. So you are given the side length 6 miles, 8 miles, and 10 miles. So the longest one is always the hypotenuse. So consider the hypotenuse equals 10 and solve the Pythagorean theorem. If the both sides are exactly equal, that means yes, that is a right angle triangle. Look like this. A square is 6 square plus 8 square equal 10 square. So when you solve, both sides are exactly equal. That means that measurements given are of the right angle triangle. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. A triangle has the side lengths of 5, 12, 5 meter, 12 meter, and 13 meter. Is this a right? Is it a right triangle? So let's just see if this is the greatest one. The greatest length is always the hypotenuse, right? So c square equals a square plus b square. That is 13 square equals 12 square plus 5 square. That is 169. 144 plus 25. So that is also 169. So both sides are exactly equal. That means yes, this is a right angle triangle. The correct option is yes, it is, right? A triangle has these side lengths with 8 yards, 15 yards, and 17 yards. Is it a right angle triangle? So which is the correct option? 17 yards is 289 and 225 plus 64 is 289. The correct option is yes, it is a right angle triangle. The correct option is yes, this is a right angle triangle. Okay, a triangle has the side lengths of 11, 15, and 17 feet. Is this a right angle triangle? The correct option is no, this isn't the right angle triangle. Got it? A triangle has a side length of 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters, and 5 millimeters. Is it a right angle triangle, which is the correct option? Yes, it is a right angle triangle. Got it? The correct option is yes. A triangle has the side lengths of 3 meter, 3 meter, and 5 meter. Is it a right angle triangle? Do not guess the answers, right? Just solve them and see if the correct option is yes or no. The correct option is no, this isn't the right angle triangle. The correct option is no. A triangle has the side lengths of 9 yards, 12 yards, and 15 yards, right? So is it a right angle triangle? The correct option is The correct option is yes, this is a right angle triangle. A triangle has a side length of 6 miles, 8 miles, and 10 miles. Is it a right angle triangle? The correct option is yes, it is a right angle triangle. Got it? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So, we were working on grade 8 math. The chapter we were working on is Pythagorean theorem. The lessons we have covered today are Pythagorean theorem, find the length of hypotenuse, Pythagorean theorem, find the missing leg length, Pythagorean theorem, find the parameter where problems you have to do on your own, and the one we have just finished is converse of Pythagorean theorem, is it a right angle triangle. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That is your homework until next session. So you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9, or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10. So that's all for today. If you have any questions related to the lessons we have just finished, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions? Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.